Well, I think we're starting to get a little bit clearer of a picture of where we stand with a lot of these teams. Clearly, we know where my Giants are, but still, we fired Shane Bowen, so it's all good. I'm still so happy about that. But let's count them down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's piss off some people. It's time for the countdown. And welcome everybody to the countdown. It's your boy King hanging out with you here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you wouldn't mind, if you'd help us out here a little bit, you go ahead and hit that like button, you hit that share button, you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. The like button, again, I think it does. I'm not sure. Again, with YouTube, it gets a little wonky, gets a little weird. I don't know how they are with it, but I don't think it could hurt. So hit that like button, helps us out tremendously. Again, share us around, let people know that we exist. That also helps tremendously, gets more eyeballs onto the program. And, of course, if you're brand new here and it's your first time watching, whether live or on after the live, not live, but still watching us, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, helps us out tremendously as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on the great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you wouldn't mind also, if you want to, again, this is clearly up to you. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store up in the top of the chat. I think it's over here or down there, depending. If you're on your phone, I think it's down there. If you're on your computer, desktop area, it's over here. We have a link there for our donation station and a merch store. Donate whatever you'd like if you feel like it. Again, we don't have the ability to do super chats or memberships yet because we're not monetized because we don't have 1,000 subscribers, which you can also help with. But if you feel like doing that, you can go ahead and do so. Right now, the top donator is our man, Pecan, Saints fan, our resident Saints fan, Pecan. He's donated $110 to the program. You can go ahead and if you want to get your name in the ticker like Pecan has, you do donate more than that. But again, any donation, even if it's 5 cents, we will of course appreciate it. Even if 1 cent, they stopped making the penny, but we'll still take a cent. It's okay. It's fine. I'll take it. Also, like I said, our merch store, bit.ly stay tuned merch, bit.ly stay tuned merch, or just go to the link in the top of the chat or in the description below. We have all our shirts, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got mugs. We've got actual coffee if you want to get it. The Danny Dimes blend, that is over there as well. We've got some banners. Got to get more banners in there. I agree. Got to do more banners. The 8-bit shirts, our Fuck the Ref shirts, our Bengals Sell the Team, our Jackson Dart shirt, our Jets, Jets, Just End the Season shirts. We've got all that there. So thank you very much. Paul in the chat says, Happy almost Thanksgiving Eve. Happy almost Thanksgiving Eve to you as well, Paul, and to everybody else who is watching. The holiday season is upon us, and this actually, unfortunately, feels like this is going to be the last live stream until next Monday, as I will be away over at family, enjoying the holidays, as you should as well. Get your ass off of YouTube during the holiday season. Spend it with your family, with your friends, with loved ones, with everybody that you have around you. Enjoy these holiday seasons. So, with all that being said, also, yes, go to dubby.gg. I know I could use this right now, and I don't have it right now because, again, I'm poor at, 17 cents bank account. We all know that. But, boy, our good friends over at Dubby, energy drink. I am dragging ass right now. It is 8:20 p.m. on a Tuesday evening, and I've been out of it all day. I've just been out of it, very sleepy, very just, I don't know if you could tell. This is not the getup of somebody who has his shit together and not very awake today. Dubby, though, would be the energy drink for you to use because it's got no artificial crap in it. It's got no junk. It's got no sugar. It's not going to give you the jitters. You're not going to get all jittery. You drink a little bit and you're going to be like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. I can feel my heart fluttering like a hummingbird. Like, you're not going to do that. Why? Because Dubby doesn't have any of that stuff. It also has Neurofactor. Helps you get a little bit smarter, use your brain more effectively. Go to dubby.gg. Use the code STSports to get 10% off your first order for anything that you order there. They have many great flavors. I believe they have a bit of a sampler you could use as well. They have all their shakers, tumblers, merchandise. They got a bunch of stuff over there as well. So go to w.gg and use that code STSports to go ahead and get 10% off of your first order. Dubby, be better. Now that we've gotten all the plugs and everything else out of the way, I don't know how much, like, Dubby. Like, again, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do that. I don't like doing commercials if I'm not getting paid for them, and I'm not getting paid for them. So unless, like, people actually use it, and if people aren't going to use it, then I'm just probably going to stop doing it. And we'll just go to a strictly user-based support system here, because not that we're getting a ton of that anyway, but we've got Pecan has already given us $110 over the course of the year. W's given us nothing. So why should I still kiss their ass and do all that? Paul in chat says, I will accept any ranking my Colts get. I've been watching the media destroy the Colts, who lost at Arrowhead in overtime. You would have thought they lost by 60. Go Colts. Well, we will get to that right now. We're jumping over to the vertical display, Paul. Come with us. Why did that slide? Oh, I didn't have my... Hold on. We're going to do that again. I don't like the slide. I'm not Chris Collinsworth. I don't like the Collinsworth slide. Here we go. Now, come join us. There we go. The stinger's so much better. I like that. The nice little wipe. That's a pretty good one. So here we are. First and foremost, before we get to your Colts, before we get to the power ranking of our top 12, of course, we always have to go and check out what's in my booty cheeks. So let's go check out the Booty Cheeks 5. And there we are. We have the Booty Cheeks 5 down there. 28 through 32. 32, of course, being hell, the worst place you could be in the NFL. Number 28, we got the Jets. No change from last week. Again, they gave a hell of a game to the Ravens, but just could not get it together enough for the victory. That was Tyrod Taylor's first game starting. Again, they looked better than they had with Fields, but just not good enough still. So the Jets at number 28. At number 29, I've got the other New York / New Jersey football team, the Giants, at 2-10. Yes, they lost, but I bumped them up a spot. I thought they looked really good against Detroit. Again, we've said this about a lot of the games that the Giants have played this year. They looked really good. They had a really big late lead and then squandered it away, and they lost in overtime to the Lions, but Shane Bowen got fired. That enough is worth a bump up in the spot in the rankings there. So the Giants at 2-10. Again, they're still in the booty cheeks. They're firmly planted in the booty cheeks, and I don't think they're getting out of those unwashed booty cheeks. But the Giants at 2-10. That is where we have them at number 30. And I hate seeing them back in here, but it kind of is, unfortunately, where they are right now. The Saints, as much as I love watching them play, and as much as I think they do play their heart out every single week, the Saints, just as we've discussed here many times, are just not a very good, very talented team. So at 2-9, the Saints find themselves back into the booty cheeks here after week 12 at number 30. At number 31, little dramatic tension, dramatic pause. The Tennessee Titans. I have the Titans up one spot. Again, Titans, not great. Cam Ward is really that entire team. There's nothing else on the team. But Cam Ward's actually he's not bad. He's not bad. It's just, again, the Titans are a poorly run organization and a poorly run team. And again, they're going to be on the search for a head coach, much like the Giants are right now. But I still think they showed a little bit more effort in their game this week. And you've seen it in flashes. They put up a hell of a fight against the Patriots a couple weeks ago. They have flashes where they play well. But for now, I have the Titans there at number 31. And if you know anything about how this whole season's gone, how my rants have gone, I think you have an idea who is in hell. And that is, of course, going to be the Oakland Raiders of Las Vegas. Down one spot are the Raiders, now firmly planted into the depths of hell, as the Raiders are just horrendous football. The Raiders are terrible football to watch. They have finally fired Chip Kelly. They have imploded. They are still playing with Geno Smith. Ashton Genty has had nothing go right for him. You'd figure a team, they've got Brock Bowers, they've got Ashton Genty. They have these amazing pieces of talent that they just can't get to work in any way, shape, or form. You got Max Crosby on the defense, but that's unfortunately all it seems like you have is Max Crosby on the defense. That's it. There's really not much more to say. It's bad football to watch. I'm so glad that the Raiders are not in another primetime game, so I do not have to watch the Raiders. I don't want to watch the Raiders. There's no reason to point to watch the Raiders. I'm done. I'm done with the Raiders, and we're done for the rest of the season here on State Team Sports with watching the Raiders. Down into hell in the number 32 spot, the Raiders at 2-9. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, your booty cheeks. The Jets at 28, Giants at 29, the Saints at 30, the Titans, the good old Titans of Nashville at 31, and then, as we mentioned, the Raiders at 32. ELS says Raiders at 32 is correct. Paul says Raiders are the worst. Agreed. If you want your voices known, come to the chat. It is live. We are open. Thank you so very much. As we see Paul and ELS talking about who they think is in the top 12, who they would put in their top 12. Let's see who we have in our top 12 right now as we move along from the booty cheeks, as we get to the not so booty cheeks, the tits of the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. The top 12 power rankings here for Week 12. After Week 12, you see our little turkey guy. He saw him on the booty cheeks. You see him there. Hey, little turkey guy. As we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, I certainly hope that you are preparing yourself for a wonderful Thanksgiving Eve. Please be careful out there. Thanksgiving Eve is, I believe, Thanksgiving Eve is statistically, I think, the drunkest night of the year in the good old United States of America. So whether you imbibe or don't, please be careful out there. And especially if you do, please, for the love of God, do not drive. There's plenty of Ubers. There's plenty of cabs. If you're gonna get hammered on Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm not saying not to. Hey, listen, we all have it. We all have our moments. And you're gonna go out there. You're gonna party. You're gonna have a good time with everybody. That is fine. Please, booze safely, for the love of God. So here we go. The top 12 for the NFL after Week 12. The Chargers I have after a bye week. I put a team into the top 12 after the bye week. Yes, I did. Why? Because it's just the way things shook out. And when you're trying to put these teams and place them where I think they belong, it just so happened that the Chargers landed at 12, kind of by a default. Let's see how they handle coming up this week. They're coming off a bye. Like I said, they're not terrible. They're 7-4. They've beaten some teams that was earlier on in the season. Again, we take the first couple of weeks of the NFL. You can kind of throw a lot of that out, as we've seen as the season has gone on. But yeah, I mean, that's really kind of like how I had them at number 11 to start the season, because it just felt like it. That's how I kind of feel like with the Chargers here. They're at 12 just because of how certain things landed, and that's where I have them. Chargers at 12 here. ELS, he's got the Jaguars at number 12. Let's see who we have at number 11. We have the Houston Texans. The Texans have made it into the top 12 at number 11. They are 6-5, just barely over that 500 mark. But, oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I am not a believer in the Texans, as much as we made fun of Jimbo earlier this year when he said the Texans were going to be 15-1 or 15-2, and lead the AFC and all that stuff, and that obviously did not happen. And while their offense, like I said, may not be great, that defense just might save them. That defense might get them into the playoffs. With the performance we saw against the Bills, and that we've kind of seen these last couple weeks here from this Texans defense, they're for real. The defense is for real. If the Texans had an offense, if they had consistent quarterback play from either C.J. Stroud or David, and, I don't want to say this because it seems like somehow it's wrong. It's almost dirty. It's a little dirty. It's a little spicy to say. But Davis Mills has played better at the quarterback position this year than C.J. Stroud. That's not saying he's played great in any way, shape, or form. I don't think we're going to say that either. But I think he's played more efficiently with that Texans offense. Either way, the Texans at number 11, they get into the top 12 this week. At number 10, man, it was a long road back, but they're back in there, ladies and gentlemen, after their 5th straight win. The Baltimore Ravens, after falling out, they were in the early, I think the very first or second one too, of the top 12 that we had this season, and then after week 3, I think they dropped out, and then they haven't been back since. They've been gone for quite a while, about 9 weeks, I'd say. The Ravens have not been into the top 12, and rightfully so. They spent a week or two in the booty cheeks earlier this season, but they have climbed all the way back and now sit at number 10. They right now are on top of the AFC North. So here we go. I mean, this was what everybody was fearing. This is what every Steelers fan was fearing. And right now it's what is coming pass. As the Ravens sit there at number 10, that's where I have them. I think some people might have them a little bit higher. Some people may not still believe in them, but I have them there at 6-5 at number 10. At number 9, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 7-4. I got them up 2 spots. Again, overtime win. We were looking for more consistency, especially after their blowout win over the Chargers, who I said have snuck back into the top 12 due to circumstances. But again, not the performance you wanted to see, but they got the win. And as Liam Cohen said after the game, they're not going to apologize for winning a game in the NFL. And I don't think they should. I don't think anybody's going to ask them to do that. And at this stage of the game, you have to win the games. I know some people are going to say, but the Texans just beat them with the comeback game. How can you have them not only ahead of them, but ahead of them by 2 spots or so? Listen, it's the power rankings. It doesn't go exactly by who did what and when and how and all the things break down. It doesn't go by records. It doesn't go anything like that. We're not doing a straight record down. We're not doing a straight, well, this is what happened there. You got to earn your way up. You got to earn your way up. You got to earn your way down. Okay? And listen, it's my fucking list. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Okay? That's why I have the Jaguars at 9. Why do I have the Jaguars at 9? That's why. Because I'm a whiny bitch. At number 8, we've got the Detroit Lions. I have them up 2 spots as well. In a game that they should have lost, they have not looked well or played well. This was supposed to be, I think many Lions fans thought this was supposed to be a get-right game for them. And, boy, that has not happened. That has not happened at all. Paul said, talking about the Jaguars, Paul says, hey, 4 picks from Trevor Lawrence. I was going to say, they didn't have a pretty performance to the Jaguars, but I still, they're better than I think we thought they were going to be, and they're still winning games. Like I said, they beat the Chiefs. Unlike the Colts, Paul. Paul also says it's going to be a huge week in the NFL. I agree with you, Paul. I agree 100%. But yeah, the Lions, and what was supposed to be a get-right game for them, it seems like they were this close from throwing away. If it wasn't for Shane Bowen and that New York Giants defense, boy, the Lions would have been in trouble because the Giants looked really good on the offensive side of the ball all game. But okay, I'll say this: if it wasn't for the Giants defense, if it wasn't for Shane Bowen, I think clearly if it wasn't for Jahmyr Gibbs. But Jahmyr Gibbs was going up against the Giants defense that, boy, once they get a lead in the 4th quarter, they turn into 10-ply wet tissue paper, baby. They are just horrendous as a defensive unit trying to get any kind of control of a game. It is what it is. As a Giants fan, I have to understand that. But the Lions, I had them down, obviously, after their couple of losses. This one feels, they're up 2 spots. This one, again, it feels more like circumstance more than anything else of just how all the other teams shook out this week when it came to the top 12. But that's where we have it. Paul says they played Kansas City in Jacksonville. Huge difference compared to the toughest stadium to win in the NFL. They didn't play in Seattle. Coming up at number 7, we've got the 49ers up Is that 3 straight 2 spots up? Yeah, I did. The 49ers up 2 spots at 8-4. This team that has all these injuries. Brock Purdy threw, boy, that first half. The questions were getting loud in the first half. Is Brock Purdy the guy? Are we just going to go, hey, maybe we go with Mac Jones. Maybe Mac Jones is more of the guy that we go with. Maybe that's, I don't know. But they settled down. They ran it a little bit more with Christian McCaffrey. They gained control of the game. And the defense as well shut down the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young had 2 picks of his own in that game. Plus, then the Panthers decided to start punching players in the nuts. So that's all that is. He got suspended, didn't he? Yeah. You can't stop. Don't rub another man's rhubarb. Just don't do it. So when it comes to the 49ers, again, was it a great game? Was it a masterpiece of National Football League extravaganza football? No. But a win is a win. They played well and got a double-digit win. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there, especially for all the injuries they have. And they are keeping pace with everybody else in the NFC West. And that's right now all you can ask for. 49ers 8-4. I have them at number 7. At number 6. We've got the Denver Broncos and a bye week. They move up a spot. Again, pretty much more because of circumstance than anything else, the way everybody else kind of shook out this week. That's where I have the Broncos. They have to play a full game of football. They have to play 60 minutes. They have to. 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 Unbelievable that they haven't been able to play a full 60 minutes yet, and that they're 9-2. As many people still consider them to be maybe the worst 9-2 team in National Football League history. I'm along those same sentiments, but also while saying that, I'd rather be the worst 9-2 team right now than being the best 2-10 team. Which I don't know. You could say that about the Giants. Could you say that about somebody? You know what I mean? It's like, they played really great, but they've got a 2-10 record. I'd rather be somebody that says, boy, they suck. What a terrible team they are, and be 9-2. I'd rather be in that spot if I'm a Broncos fan. So that's the thing. If I'm a Broncos fan, I don't care if you have me listed in the top 6 or at 12 or even in a power ranking. I don't give a shit. I don't care. My team is 9-2. We're on top of the AFC West. We're in the best position to knock the Chiefs off of their hill that we've ever been in. And we're fighting for the top spot in the AFC. If the Broncos and Bo Nix can actually put shit together with that defense that they have, that's going to be the key. Can Bo Nix just suddenly snap back into it and become a good quarterback? If that can happen, then the Broncos are truly dangerous. But we'll see what happens. So at number 6, the Broncos in a bye week, up 1 spot at 9-2. At number 5, we've got the Indianapolis Colts after their overtime loss to the Chiefs. They pulled the old Shane Bowen. They pulled the old, hey, we've got a lead. We've got a pretty decent lead. Let's play not to lose. They played not to lose instead of playing to win, and you can't do that against a desperate team that is trying to grasp onto the last vestiges of their dynasty, and it bit the Colts in the ass. Can they recover from this? They were coming off a bye. It looked like early on in this game, in that first half and early on in the second half, like, hey, maybe this is it. This is going to be the Colts that we see, and they're going to prove it. And then they just, in the second half, man, they just let it go. I feel like that's more of a Colts loss than a Chiefs win. But still, you can't give the Chiefs that kind of opportunity and just going 3 and out and 3 and out and 3 and out and 3. Like, you can't, the Colts went 3 and out almost every drive in the second half. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that team, Rashee Rice, Juju, that team is going to make you pay for that. You can't do that. You have to have something, and I think that's the biggest thing maybe with the Colts right now. Killer instinct. Got to get that killer instinct back. But there we go. So down 2 spots, the Colts, 8-3, down to number 5 in the top 12. At number 4, Bear down, Chicago Bears. Here's the thing. I don't even think the Bears are that good, but something feels. Maybe it's El Papa. Maybe it's il nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's a straight line to the Vatican. Maybe it's right to the big man upstairs. I don't know. But just something feels different about this Bears team. Ben Johnson has got this team believing. Caleb Williams, for still not maybe looking fantastic, he's got a belief. That team believes in him, and they're finding ways to win late in games. Like, it's crazy. And from where I had them up there, I got them up 2 spots after their win this week. Again, Paul says the Bears are currently on fire. It's hard to argue with that, Paul. It's hard to argue against that and thinking that the Bears are not right now one of the hottest teams going. They've got pretty decent winning streak. And again, people could say, well, you look at the Vikings game, and it took a miracle return at the end to get it. But again, it took all 3 facets: offense, defense, and special teams to win that game. The comeback against the Giants, but that Shade Bowen, it doesn't matter. The other team can give you every opportunity, and you still screw it up. You have to take advantage of that, and the Bears have done that. The Bears are winning games this year that they lost last year and the year before that, and just that's kind of been Bears upper central. Now, I'm not saying the Bears are a Super Bowl favorite. I still think we're still a long way from that, but for right now, that's where I got them. And you can argue with me all you want, ladies and gentlemen out there, and I know you are. You're looking right now. You're like, bullshit. Bears at 4, bullshit. I know you're looking at me like that, and that's okay, because you are free in this land. In this country, America, you are free to disagree with me as much as you want. But also, it's my fucking list. So shut the fuck up. Number 3, coming up here on the countdown, we've got the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, again, living at that 8-3, up a spot. And Jackson Smith-Njigba. My brother in Christ. First of all, thank you for all of the fantasy points. You're amazing. Thank you. But also, again, these Seahawks, man, they're great. I think they are. I think they truly are a great team. I do think they are a contender. They have these moments where I think they lack a little bit of that killer instinct, and maybe have a bit of a brain fart, Sam Darnold throwing 5 picks against the Rams. Could have used a little bit of W there for the Neuro factor, and helped them out there. But as we'll see, they still only lost that game to the Rams by 2 points. Even with all those mistakes that they had, they still only lost to the Rams by 2 points. I truly do believe that this Seahawks team is real. I do think Sam Darnold is very much an above-average quarterback who just had a bad game, and it happens, as we saw last night with Brock Purdy. Boy, that was a bad game, but you have them. And I think that happens to everybody, and that's the one thing you have to understand. It's a one game, one performance does not define you. If it starts becoming a pattern, then it certainly does define you. But as long as you don't have that define you, then you're fine. And again, Sam Darnold did not let that Rams game define him. The Seahawks came back out. It was looking a little dicey there in Tennessee, but in the first quarter, first half of the second quarter, but then after that, the Seahawks took control and kept going. That's why, again, good win, but it was against the next to last Booty Cheeks team. So up 1 spot for the Seahawks. At number 2, despite the win and with being the first team that hit double-digit wins in the NFL, down 1 spot, I have the New England Patriots. And again, this is more for situational than anything else. I'm not saying that the Patriots did anything particularly bad. I'm not saying that they're an off team. They had a lot of injuries in that game. And Drake May had some challenging aspects that he had to overcome in that game, clearly. And again, good news is that a lot of I believe what Campbell, his name is, the offensive lineman, he is not seriously injured. It doesn't seem like he's going to be out for a long time, so I think that's good there. But I have the Patriots there at number 2, there for this week's top 12. Again, it's not because they didn't win. They clearly won. They're 10-2. They're the top team in the AFC. I just think that, again, as we looked at things situationally, I think there's one team out there that actually is performing just a little bit better. And I think Paul's jumped on it in the chat. A couple people have kind of figured it out already. It is the Los Angeles Rams at number 1. That Los Angeles Rams team is something special. And right now, I think they are it's hard to find anybody. Like, it took to week 12, but I truly feel like now we have a consensus number 1 power ranked team across the board for everybody. Whether you're, Colin Cowherd, whether you're, Fox Sports or ESPN or NBC Sports or whatever, or just us jerk-offs on YouTube doing this. I think for the first time all year, everybody can kind of sit down right now, look at each other and say, yeah, no, it's the Rams, right? Yeah, no, the Rams. We can argue and nitpick about the rest of them, and that's fine. And I know mine is very nitpicky. But, again, my list, fuck you. I can do what I want. But, yeah, I think this is the first time really all season where everybody can sit down and just be like, yeah, it's the Rams. Defense is incredible. Stafford is on an MVP level pace. What has he got? He's got to be close to 30 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. I forget what he's got as far as the touchdowns right now. I don't have the numbers in front of me because I don't prepare to do this show. But he's got a shit ton of touchdowns, only 2 picks. Again, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are electric. Just incredible. They got a nice 1-2 punch there with Williams and Corum as their running back tandem. And like I said, that defense is something incredible. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is your Stay Tuned Sports NFL top 12 power rankings after week 12. The Rams are number 1. The Patriots, the first team to hit double digits, have dropped down a spot to number 2 at 10-2. The Seahawks at 3. The Bears at 4. The Colts drop down to 5. The Broncos at 6. The Niners go to 7. The Lions at 8. The Jaguars at 9. The Ravens at 10. The Texans at 11. And the Chargers at 12. The Chargers, Texans, and Ravens all making it back into the top 12 after a bit of an absence here. ELS in the chat has given his top 12. Let me go take a look at that, ELS. Who do you have? ELS for his top 12. He's got the Jaguars at 12. He's got the Packers, go Pack, go, at 11. He's got the Bills at 10. I don't know how you still have the Bills in your top 12. That's just me. The Eagles at 9. Conspicuous absence. I know some people are going to be very, very upset by that, but I'm sorry. The Eagles have been playing with that shit all year, and I've been calling it out all year. And then finally, thank God, unfortunately it was against the Cowboys, but thank God they finally got fucking called out on their bullshit, and it came to bite them in the ass. And again, I think the Eagles got some problems. I really do. That's why they're not there, man. I'm sorry. You can sit there and look at records. Oh, but their record is a mirage. Their record is it's a prestige. It's a fake. It's a fake. Broncos. He's got the Bears at 8, that's high for you for being a Packers fan. ELS, I'm proud of you. Broncos at 7 does ELS have. He's got the Ravens at 6. Just bolted the Ravens right up there. He's got the 49ers at 5. He's got the Colts at 4. ELS has the Seahawks at 3, the Pats at 2, and the Rams at 1. So our top 3 is pretty much the same there, ELS, so that's pretty good. So that's your good friend ELS. That's what it is. Paul in the chat says, listen, the Eagles don't seem like a threat. Paul says Kansas City at 13. Again, Kansas City was right on that edge. Do you want to know really what it was? It was when looking at this and trying to come up with my list and see who was I going to put in that 12 spot. I did think about the Chiefs, but you know what kind of swayed me was, one, the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Again, it was week 1, so we can take that as what it was. And I even said myself, like, I don't take the head-to-head matchups too seriously. They're not a big part of my calculations, but also the point differential of how the offense and defenses are playing. I look at that as well, and that has the Kansas City just outside of the top 12 for me. So that's why I have Kansas City still just on the outside of my top 12. That could change coming up. Again, they've got a big game against Dallas. Boy, all of a sudden, that Dallas-Kansas City game, which was looking kind of like a snooze fest on Thanksgiving, that looks like that's going to be fun. You got the Packers and Lions to start. I mean, this Thanksgiving looks, and then you got the Bengals and Ravens with Joe Burrow coming back. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals kind of screw up this whole Ravens comeback story? All of a sudden, Thanksgiving football looks like it's going to be pretty good, and I'm excited, and I certainly hope that you all are excited and watch the games with your family, because I will be doing the same. I will not be live streaming. I might do like a pop-in video or a reaction video as the games are either over or going on at halftime, something like that. We'll pop something up there for everybody to just check out. But yeah, no live streams, and we'll see what happens. ELS says Chargers are the big question mark for me. I get that. And we'll see again, because they're coming off getting just hammer-fisted by the Jaguars in their last game, and they had a bye last week. But that one is more kind of just the Chargers are there clearly for numbers, and that's why I ended up putting them there. And I'm usually not that guy. I'm usually not the numbers guy. But it was getting close there towards 10, 11, 12. Who was I going to put in and leave out? And so begrudgingly, I looked at numbers. I said, all right, let's go to the videotape. Let's go to the numbers. And that's why the Chargers end up there. Like I said, the Chargers might be the most precarious 12 we've had in the top 12 this season so far. And they're going to have a lot to prove coming up on this week as we see. So, as I mentioned, we're not going to be doing the live streams for the games this week. Probably Monday for the Giants and Patriots will be the next live stream we do. Maybe I might be able to do like a real kind of janky Friday forecast for Friday and get that out there for everybody else. So the Friday forecast might still be broadcast. But right now, okay, let me right now do it for now so that we have it on film. So we have it on film. I want to make sure that this is all listed. Let me go and actually make my picks here for where is my I'm gonna make the picks here for Thanksgiving. I am gonna pick. Who did I pick? I got the picks here already. Hold on. Kings picks for Thanksgiving. I'm going to get the Thanksgiving picks out here just in case I end up doing the Friday forecast and getting that out there. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you, Paul. Happy Thanksgiving to you, ELS. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who watches us. Pecan, Lloyd, Irish, everybody who jumps to the chat. Crafty, can't forget Dad Joe Crafty. So for Thanksgiving, these are going to be my picks, just so you know. In the early game, the 12:30 game, the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions in Detroit, as is tradition. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions over the Green Bay Packers. In the 4:30 game, Dallas versus Kansas City, live from North Texas in the Dallas area, as is tradition, this time being in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. I am going with the Cowboys over the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving. And as I think for now, it's almost 20 years since they started doing the night game on Thanksgiving, which is crazy. I mean, when I grew up, in my day, we only had 2 games on Thanksgiving, and we were thankful for that. And then there was usually a pretty nice evening movie to watch on the television, the old cathode ray tube. But now here we are. I think we're 20-plus years into having a third Thanksgiving game. And this one is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals against the Baltimore Ravens in Charm City itself at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. And with Burrow coming back, I'm going to, listen, just call it a feeling. A lot of things I do are feeling. Call me Greta Thunberg, because a lot of it is just feelings right now. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals over the Baltimore Ravens. Paul says he's picking the Lions, he's picking the Cowboys, and he's picking the Bengals. So we got the same picks, Paul. Look at that. We got the same picks. ULS, he's picking the Packers, the Cowboys, and the Ravens. So the Cowboys seem to be the pick across the board over the Chiefs, at least, on this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But there you go. It's on record. I can't take it away now. Those are my picks for the Thanksgiving game. And then, of course, Friday forecast may or may not be up this week, depending on how busy the week gets with the whole family visit and everything like that. But that being said, until maybe the Friday forecast, and then until Monday for the New York Giants versus the New England Patriots, my name is King. This has been the Countdown on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great, fantastic, and safe Thanksgiving holiday with your family and friends. Adios.